Did you know you can sponsor your favorite podcast on the Spin Market Podcast Network? Hi, everybody. I'm Peter Stockdale, host of the Spin Market Report. In quarter one of 2026, our podcasts had over 300,000 views across all platforms, totaling 1,500 hours of watch time. So whether you're promoting a product, a service, or a special event, we can help you reach the audience that matters. Get more information on how to sponsor your favorite podcast on the Spin Market Podcast Network at spinmarket.com. That's Spin Market with 2Ks.com. Spin Market, your business, your message, our platform.
It's the Spin Market Report. Here's your host, Peter Stockdale.
We are back. It's the Spin Market Report. Marketing Monday,
the most important day of the week. And we've got a guest that
I love that intro.
knows
That's
exactly.
better than ours.
Is it?
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, dang, Peter, you're holding back on us.
I played the guitar on that. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't.
It was live.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, man. This is great. We're sitting down with Baileigh Ashbrook. Baileigh, you work for Full Swing Financial. I'm not going to give away all of your details quite yet, but you do have a podcast here.
Peter records it.
Yep. It's How to Money with Cole and Baileigh. And we're going to get into that and all the good stuff. But how about you introduce yourself? Who is Baileigh Ashbrook?
I am, like you said, Baileigh Ashbrook. Sometimes I go by Baileigh O'Brien Ashbrook just because we clarify the name of I'm not Ashley. No, that's a joke. We were talking off mic. But I am a financial advisor at Full Swing. I'm also the COO. I helped start Full Swing Financial Planning. I'm a mom of 3 beautiful children, healthy, beautiful children. And I am just like to say, like everyone else, busy but blessed.
Nice.
Oh, cool. That's a great intro for yourself.
Yeah.
I like that saying, busy but blessed.
Yeah.
I don't know. That should be,
Little
I think
tagline
that should replace live, laugh, love.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that was a thing.
So did you always think you were going to end up in the financial industry? That's,
No, it's so interesting how life happens. I played sports in college, so I'd say very determined human being from a young age to just be successful and do something great that I felt aligned with. I always actually I went into school to be a teacher and coach.
Okay.
For 3 years, and then I got into the education system. I was like,
It's more difficult than people think.
Well, yeah, and I just got into the classroom. It was really because I wanted to coach sports, right? Well, I wanted to be a part of an organization, a team. I don't know. It didn't feel right, so I switched to a business major, and then I ended up moving to Des Moines. And my first career is actually in logistics, and it was very work for the man, but worked myself up way fast. And I realized real quickly, I was like, I'm either going to work for someone else my whole life and do way more than I want to, or I'm going to work for myself. So then I actually moved home because we started having kids, never planned to move home. And my dad owned a business at that time. And the plan was for me to take it over, and just didn't pan out. And then I got with Cole Peterson, who I was actually going to move back to Des Moines and go back to my old job. But Cole Peterson reached out, and I started as his assistant, and I quickly, again, worked my way up and decided to get licensed and became a financial advisor. And fast forward, now we own Full Swing, 3 of us together.
Nice. And Cole Peterson, he was the former host on How to Money with Cole and Cole.
So we have 2 Coles in the office.
2 Coles.
Cole with K, Cole with a C.
I love it. So like when you met with Cole P, was that like your moment where you're like, okay, I'm going into finance, I'm going to do this stuff? Or was your logistics job also in some sort of financial?
Nope. Very different. I'm not, I feel like I could be almost successful in anything I do. That sounds terrible to say, but it's true. It's just how I feel. Like, and I already was very intrigued by finances. Like, I was a natural saver. I was naturally into like my 401k investing. So I never thought, okay, that's where I'm going to be, but it was naturally always there. But then Cole had actually reached out to me because I knew his wife Molly through basketball, and he just was like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. I actually just had my second child. She was only like 2 or 3 months old, and my babysitter canceled, so I had to take the baby with me to the interview.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
Yeah, that's just real life. And
yes,
then
it is.
Had the interview, started working with Cole, and I think about 6 months in, I think he realized I could do more, and I started getting licensed. I don't know, it just transpired very fast.
Nice. So when you go to get licensed and stuff like that, was there like a big aha moment for you, or like I don't say like a come to Jesus moment, but like a moment where you were like, oh, this is going to be tougher than I thought, or you started doing it and you're like, I could actually be good at this?
Yeah, I think when I was Cole's assistant in the beginning, I was like, oh, I could do this. Like I could talk to people, sit people down, because I think it's a lot of teaching, educating, coaching people. There was like a light bulb. I'm like, oh, this is just another way of coaching people and coaching life. And I was understanding the material quickly, and it came natural. But then I started getting license, which stink because I had a young kid. So when I say licensed, financial advisors have to have like your security 7, 65, 63. Those numbers mean they're just tests, just like any other profession. You have to go take test and exam to become licensed to be an advisor. So I did that. And Cole was a partner for a different company at the time. So it was just, transitioning, but I accidentally got pregnant during my last test. So kid 3. So as I got licensed.
How did you have time for that to happen?
Yeah, stress. No, I don't know. Okay. But then I had Camden and I became an advisor. So I took a little time off. And then right when I came back, I was advising. And then we left our old company shortly after in full swing.
Wow. Those tests, I do want to say, like those professional tests, I mean, I come from the accounting world. Like they're not easy on the accounting side. They're not easy on the financial side. It's the equivalent of like the bar exam.
It's a grind.
Yeah, it's not easy to go through those and do those.
It was a stressful time.
I bet.
But it was worth. I mean, it's always worth it, right? Like it's so minute to your whole life. But yeah.
How about lessons learned when you first started, things like that? Were there anything where you're like, oh, I need to change the way I'm thinking about this, or like, did you go into this? You said like a coach. Did you have to like put on a little bit of a salesman hat at times? Or
yeah. So that's funny. So it's interesting though, because I wasn't just advising at first. When we were at our old company, I was doing much CEO work, like marketing, business development. Like I still kind of wear too many hats, but we're kind of tearing some of those hats off. But like I at first really struggled because I did not want to be salesy, right? Like I was like, and I did not want to mess anyone's financial situation up. Like I have a perfection complex. So I'm like, if I'm going to be an advisor, like, I don't know, there is stress about taking care of people's money, advising them. So
that's a touchy subject.
Yeah, absolutely. Emotional subject.
Yes,
but then the more I've gotten into it, it's an emotional behavior approach, but I have way more confidence now. I would say at first it's just very much, I don't know. I wasn't just advising, but now more. That's all I'm pretty much doing at this time. So I don't know. It's been a trend. I didn't jump in too soon, if that makes sense. I wanted to make sure I was fully ready for clients, and I think some people just jump in and start advising, which kudos, both ways are great. But I really wanted the experience of like sitting meetings with Cole and I've been very fortunate with my whole situation, how it's panned out. I would say I've taken risk, but calculated risk at the right time.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think you enjoy most about helping people?
Oh, I just think I say this on our podcast. Money touches everything, so I just love helping people understand it. I think it's one of those things people are like, oh, I don't understand it, or I really love like, no, let's sit down and why do you own this? What's the goal of this? You're gonna be okay. Like that light bulb moment where they realize they can understand this. I'm not saying we have, but most people are too busy to take the time to do it. I think they do understand it. It's just sitting down, but I don't know. I just love coaching people and helping people easily.
I will say firsthand, like listening to your guys' podcast, I sit behind the cameras, do some of the production work. And it's one of those things where you think, I think I got a good handle on this. Like I understand what they're talking about. And then you go actually look and you're like, oh yeah, I didn't take the time to look at this either. Even though you think you're doing all right, it's that time that you have to take to look at this. And sometimes, people have kids, lives, jobs, like everything. They could be going back to school. You never know. So they might not have all the time in the world to sit down and just look at this all day long. No, and
I think in any aspect of your life, whether it's parenting, leading a team, or finances, I'm thinking about health, physical health. Like I think accountability and having someone along the journey with you and guidance is so important and in most of the most important aspects of your life.
Yeah. Athletes have trainers. Why wouldn't you have one for your money?
Athletes have nutritionists, financial advisors, sports psychologists. I mean, like, you know what I mean? They have the whole, can I get that? I need that line up right there. But I love working with people, helping people. And I really love hearing people's stories. And I know we say that a lot too. Like I feel so fortunate. I feel like I'm learning from my clients just as much as they're learning from me. That it's an energy exchange, if that makes sense. So.
Absolutely. So when people come in to talk to you, what's the one thing they misunderstand about financial planning? What's like the biggest misconception about it all?
That's a good question. I think they just don't understand what we do. Sometimes they're like, okay, so how does this work? What do we do? Do you take my money? Do you invest it and or it's in a 401k, or what should I do? I just think they don't realize, we and Cole Jasky say this a lot, we're professional problem solvers and organizers. We're going to organize your situation and we're going to problem solve as things arise. And I think just the misconception of I have to have a lot of money to work with you, or what do you do and how do you pay? You know what I mean? It's almost that intimidating factor of like, I'm not sure how this works, so explain it to me.
Okay, yeah. Do you think people just like getting a hold of you guys and asking you would be the easiest way to get?
Yeah.
the answers they need?
I've got a couple calls last week. They're like, so how does this work? How can you help me? This is what I have. It's always a conversation. Like it takes 15 minutes for me to kind of like, what do you got going on? This is how we would implement our help. And then we usually sit down with a client and go from there and get the full scope of their plan and be like, here's where we can help you. Would you like, and we always say this, you have to be a good fit for us, but just as much as we have to be the right person for you. I don't take offense. Like I have some people like, oh, I've always just been with X financial advisor, but I really don't like them. And I'm like, that's weird to me. Like you need to trust and like the person you're sitting down with that's managing your money. One, because it's a trust factor. And two, you got to be open with them. And like the more open our clients are with the better successful rate we have with them.
Yeah, it's that problem solving for the unique situations that everybody brings to the table. I like that.
Well, and you really mirror everything that we talk about clients with as well. Getting to know about their business, getting to know more about what their goals are, not just walking in the door and saying, I need a new website.
Correct. You need to understand what that means to them.
Exactly. They need to understand what that means to their business.
Yes.
Out there, that a website is one thing, but that is not the only thing that
your guys' world is just like probably my world.
It is. It's exactly. They see this, they see people doing social media, they see everybody doing those things. Same way with you. They see them going in and talking about IRAs or whatever, but they don't understand that everything has a consequence. Yeah. So if you've got an IRA, it has a consequence on this. If you have a
different
website,
taxes, different goals of the bucket. Yeah.
And same thing with website. It's different goals, different things that you need to do with it, and what other things go along with it. Just doing a website is probably not the only thing you need to do. And same way with on the financial end. So I really see a lot of parallels there with what we do and what you do.
Right, because usually we sit down with someone because either a life event has triggered something or they're getting anxious and they're like, hey, I really want to know if I'm saving enough. So then you sit down with them and all of a sudden you're reviewing their 401k and all of a sudden you're reviewing their budget and now all of a sudden you're reviewing, do you have enough life insurance? Like it's, the more you work with them, the more things come to fruition. Right. And I think it's probably the same for you guys. Like I need to understand, each client's so different. Like, so I need to understand them as a human being because emotions do arise in our world and we have to be able to coach through them, but I need to know what's important to them to make their plan successful because what's important to client A is not important to client B. Like client A might want to drink Stellas every single day and have enough for time. And wants to retire at 55 and client B is never spending money and wants to work till 70, but you have to understand like why is that though? What is that makes them tick that way?
Neither one is wrong.
Yeah, no.
And neither one is right.
Yep.
So and you've got to figure that out, and you brought the word emotion because I use that with clients all the time and say that's why we use the data because it's your baby.
Yep.
It's that business is your baby.
Oh, businesses are babies.
Yes, the businesses are babies, and you have emotions over those, and we want to make the decision based on the data versus what is actually going on right now. And it's the same way in the financial world.
In the market, right?
Yes.
We can emotionally react or we can just react accordingly to your plan.
Right.
I think in the recent, like let's say the last like 20 episodes, that's you guys have been talking about like everyone has a different goal, but like why? Why do you want to do this? Why? And in your why. And I think that's the one thing that, again, sitting behind the desk, I have the benefit of listening to every episode.
Peter's like getting free financial therapy.
100%. But that's been the one thing that's like,
it's
to
hard.
me, it's hard to understand why you're doing, because you could just be like saving money to save money because your parents told you to and you don't know.
And you're scared.
Yeah, you're just like.
It's like a fear tactic.
Yeah, exactly. So there's the why, I think, is a great thing. And you guys do discuss that on the podcast. So let's talk about your guys' podcast. How to Money with Cole and Baileigh was previously How to Money with Cole and Cole, but it's the podcast of Full Swing Financial Planning. How did you get involved with that? Because I went through the back catalogs and saw you in a couple early episodes.
Peter, when it first started, I was in that little corner over there just watching because I was writing the episodes and the boys were like, well, you should come. I'm like, why am I coming? I just wrote you the episode. You guys go. But they're like, oh, we want your feedback. And I was like, okay. So I came to the first, I don't know, they were rough. The first few 5.
They always are.
They always are.
Yeah, it was rough. But, a couple, hidden gems in them. But Caleb was here and he was hosting, and I don't know, one day Cole Peterson was like, hey, I'm going to have you host the podcast. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, well, you're in the world. Like I love talking. So I was like,
a natural
talker, yapping all day. But I was like, okay, definitely pretty nervous. But then I came on as just the host. So basically facilitating the questions to Cole and Cole. And we were still at Central Financial Group at that time. So this was pre Full Swing. And then we have the sense, so people don't understand that in our world, like we've had the same clients, same thing. We literally just left a larger group and facilitated our own smaller group to full swing. So it's me, Cole, and we have an advisor in our office that's so people can affiliate with us. But basically we have more control of like what we want to do with our clients, how we treat them, all those type of things. And then to technically own the business. But as things came over to full swing, things just evolved. And Cole Peterson's schedule's just different than ours. And he was like, hey, I love the podcast, but I think my journey has ended with the podcast. So me and Cole sat down. We're like, what do we want to do? And we're like, yeah, we want to do it. We believe in marketing. We believe in financial education. And I think a podcast in our generation is a great way to get information out there. Like I binge podcasts all the time.
Well, it's been very successful for you. I'm constantly having people come up and go, oh, I just listened to Cole and Baileigh or...
Yeah, I forget people listen.
Yeah,
because I'll have like people all the time like, oh, I loved your podcast episode. You're really hard on your husband.
But you know, that's the personality that they're looking for too in the podcast.
I will say me and Cole J, I think is positive. We are very natural. Like we could take 30 questions naturally about financial advice right away and have a very natural conversation, answer where it flows very well. Like we feel like it's just a genuine conversation that we have with people all the time in meetings. So why not have that conversation where everyone can hear it?
Right. Well, and when I say people come up to me all the time, I'm not talking just in our community.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking anywhere.
Yeah. I had someone reach out to me the other day and they're like, hey, I was like, they're like, I want a retirement plan. I'm like, oh, how'd you hear about us? They're like, podcast. I was like,
yay.
Yeah,
cool.
It was great.
Nice.
Love that.
Yeah, I will say like doing the production work and the social media work and all that stuff for this has been really fun.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's
still evolving, but great.
yes,
It has to evolve all the time.
Everything evolves.
What have you learned from being on the show? Has there been anything that you specifically have learned, either in the early days till now or now going forward as the hostess?
Everyone hears things differently, right? Like just because I believe in a certain path of maybe like I'm more very strong foundation financially. Like I'm very much sacrifice, grind out some years, live very minimal. And then you have all this freedom. And sometimes people don't like that pressure. And so anyway, same with podcast episodes. Sometimes you can't just shove it down people's throat. Like advice, you have to like meet them where they're at. I do that. I've noticed that in meetings and even in the podcast. Like sometimes I listen back and I'm like, ooh, Baileigh, that's like kind of direct. Like sometimes you don't need, I don't know, it's situational for people. But I would just say, you have to realize you're speaking to a variety of people. I'm not just speaking to people in my shoes where I'm at in my situation.
Yeah. I feel like that's something else with podcasting. You kind of get nervous talking to different people or bridging different topics, but eventually you kind of learn this is my opinion and this is why it's my opinion.
Yes.
And here's the facts that I'm using to create this opinion.
Absolutely.
However, there's also the devil's advocate of you could think this way and there's nothing wrong with that, but you might have to attack it differently.
This is just how I feel from my experience.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. I like that, Peter.
We had talked about like listeners recognizing. Have you ever been recognized like walking down the street or going into a store or a restaurant or anything?
I have a couple times. Like I was like, oh, I listen to your podcast, and I'm like, I don't know who you are, but that's awesome. I know.
Yeah, that's
super.
super.
Yeah, it is great. A lot of people I know will mention it, but it's like people I never thought would listen to it. So it's like, oh, you know, I listen to your podcast. I'm like, and I've known them for 20 years. I'm like, you're listening? Like that's not the person who I thought would be listening. So
that's cool though.
It is.
You're attracting
a variety.
The market you didn't think you would attract,
yes,
which is a good thing. I mean, that could also be a good thing where like, because they've known you so long, this could be their entry into financial independence or even just like getting some help that they didn't know they really needed or wanted.
I've had a friend, I knew her when we were younger. We used to hang around the same crowd, haven't talked to her forever. Same thing. She's like, I know I need to get organized. I've been listening to your podcast and that's what's, you know what I mean? So sometimes, you know, you put a lot of time and effort into podcasts. You guys know that. And sometimes you're like, oh, I want it to ROI for myself too, because that's why I'm doing it. But I forget sometimes just the ROI is knowing people are listening and it's helping them in some fashion. Like that's why we do what we do. We want to help people. Maybe I don't even hear from them at some point, but if one episode inspired someone to get some help or financially change something, like that's why we do what we do. Yeah.
So how about you taking over for Cole Peterson? Did he just like walk in your office, be like, you're the host now? Or like, what did he say he was going to step aside and you and Cole Jaskey had to?
We kind of knew it was coming just because we all function obviously differently. Where me and Cole J, I think, can prepare for something the night before and feel pretty ready for it. Where Cole P likes a little more like, hey, if I'm going to do the podcast, I want to like prep the podcast, be prepped not the night before. And it just, I don't know, his schedule's different than ours. And he sat us down, he's like, I love it. And I really, he has 4 kids, twin girls. They're just really busy. And it's just like, his heart wasn't in it. And me and Cole J's were. So, I mean, nothing, obviously we all still work together, still in the same roof, but he's a little older too, you know? I'm just joking. Yeah, he's a little older. No, me and Cole J, we just, I don't know. We just were like, sat down. We're like, we think it's important. We think it's, you know, marketing's just as important in our world as anybody else's world. And again, like, impacting people, I come back to.
Yeah. I do want to say that, like, Cole P didn't leave because nobody liked him. Cole P's last episode was like one of the most listened to episodes you guys had. It was like a celebration.
Yeah, we didn't want him to leave. He just was vulnerable and honest. Is like, hey, I don't feel like I'm giving 110%. So, and I appreciate that because I'm a 110% person. Like if I'm going to do something, I want to give 110%. I want the people around me to give 110%.
So has the show changed since he left?
We talk faster. I would say, I don't know. Do you think so? I was like,
I mean, you've done a small rebrand.
Yeah.
Slightly different color changes, slightly different. I mean, everything's basically the same, but just slightly different.
Same conversations, same type of guest. I do think the energy I don't know. I just think, I think it's evolving. Like, I think obviously me and Cole are getting more comfortable just with us two. Sometimes it's hard with 3 too, because we'd be looking at each other like, who's talking next? And instead of me just asking them questions, I think it's more me and Cole just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's same context though, like same goal of the podcast.
Yeah, bringing more people in. I think that's a thing people don't understand about podcasting or radio or any of the stuff that's like verbal communication. Yeah. Bringing more people in does not mean it's easier because you have to talk.
I think it's harder.
It is.
Like I remember like looking back and forth, I'm like, who am I going to, Cole or Cole? And now I'm kind of like, it's easy because it's just a natural flow back. And like, I don't know. Me and Cole are yappers, professional yappers. If you ever come to our office, you can hear me and Cole and we could talk for a long time.
Yeah. I will say that like you did change. There's no more sports talk at the beginning.
Yeah. I don't think people cared about our sports opinion.
I mean, every now and then someone would comment and be like, hey, or whatever. Yeah. But, now there's no more comments on any of this stuff.
I had a couple people, though, they were like, I really like your podcast, but I fast forward through the first 10 minutes and I'm like, okay. Like, that's good feedback. That's good feedback. Like, I get that because if I'm going to a financial podcast, I was thinking about it. This is evolution. Like, would I really want to hear what they thought about sports, or would I want to come for what are you coming from? What's your goal?
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
The analogy, though, with the financial and the sports, does
absolutely
totally, worked with it. But I think on the positive side, when they say, okay, well, I skipped over the sports part and went to that's
they're coming
huge.
Through,
That means that you're resonating no matter what, and they're willing to skip through that 10 minutes there so that they could hear the whole story.
They're gonna skip the appetizer, go right to the main entree.
No more sports talk. But it's funny, the lady who called a couple days ago, I was like, oh, which episode do you listen to? She said, I don't remember. You were talking about who was better at basketball. I was like, oh my gosh, Baileigh.
Oh, is that the one where you guys were all wearing jerseys because you won the bet on?
No,
on
it was me and Cole must have been talking about sports and who was the better athlete or something. I was like, that's embarrassing.
But you guys all were athletes in some capacity in college and things like that. So
which is translates over to,
the financial side very much.
Just have a goal, work hard, fail forward.
Discipline, stick to the practice plan, do the practice plan, pivot the plan,
pay attention to
win the
coach.
championship. Yep. Yeah, it is.
So do you think that having a podcast has improved how people would think about Full Swing Financial? Not that they wouldn't, because you had it beforehand, but not that they wouldn't think about that, but do you think it has helped people understand that you guys are humans? I
absolutely do, because I think the most intimidating thing is sitting with us. The first meeting for some people is very intimidating. This is just because this is money is so vulnerable. I'm telling you, I can feel the vulnerability. Like either they're very nervous, like one, because they're like, am I doing good? I don't understand. There's so much vulnerability. So I think when you get to listen to the podcast, you kind of like get to lift under the blanket and be like, oh, they're humans. They're people like me. Like they will sit down and just have a vulnerable conversation. And I truly believe vulnerability is evolving in our world, like making you a successful advisor or not, because people really just want to feel understood and they want to understand you as a human too. So absolutely. I mean, I think hearing us talk about stuff and then being able to sit down and have those conversations one-on-one, it's like a buffer before you meet. So yeah, I absolutely think so.
Yeah, that's honestly like that has been my favorite part about podcasts. Like overall in general, you know these people before you even know them.
Yeah, we're being vulnerable. Like if you listen to the podcast, we're like talking about our life, our experiences too, and what we feel and think. It's a very vulnerable thing to sit in front of a mic and be like, here's how I feel about money. This is what I would do. And here's what we do. And here's where we failed. And here's where we succeeded. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it makes me think, like, if you could listen to, like, a mechanic or somebody,
Yeah.
you know, any job could really benefit from
Yes.
this. If you could just, like, you know, listen to them every single week and they're being honest and
Yes.
vulnerable, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I actually trust this person. 'cause they're
Shared
being-
human experience.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we all want. I always tell my husband, I'm like, I bet you could have a plumbing YouTube and plumbers would just like, you know, there's
Yes.
there's like
When
boaters,
can we get
fish-
him in here?
Yeah, yeah. Luke is not a talker. He is the opposite of a talker.
Oh, well, Peter can get him to
Yeah.
talk.
Absolutely. You know, that makes me think, like, we had an agricultural podcast that we kind of produced a little bit, and they had one that it was like 40 minutes long, and they're talking about planter depth for like beans. And I was, to me, I'm just like, oh my gosh,
you're
get
like,
outta here.
yeah.
But then a lot of people listened, and somebody even reached out to Cheryl and said, like, this was a great episode.
Yes.
But it's like, what are you talking? Like, to
Yes.
me, I don't enjoy it, but to them, it was perfect.
Yes.
It's what they wanted. They wanted to hear these people say, I tried it this way, it didn't work. So we
Yes.
realized that with this, it works this way the best. And
So to me, people who listen to podcasts are curious human beings. And that's the kind of human beings we want to work with. Like, I'm a very curious human being. I want to understand things. I don't want to understand that. So I also wouldn't listen to that. But I listen to podcasts on a variety of topics, whether it be parenting, financial. And so it's awesome that people can find what they're looking for. And I think a thing about financial podcasts is, I always say this, whether you want to deal with money or not, money's going to deal with you in some shape or form. It's unfortunate. Like, money, you've heard me say this, touches everything, whether it's like when you get older, can you pay for the hospital or the care, or, you know, if you get laid off, like, money is, can you sign up for the kids' activities that are crazy expensive and still feel comfortable? Like, and I think there's some freedom when you feel financially, you know, able to make the freedom. Like, financial freedom is a real thing, and you can feel it on people when they feel like, oh yeah, this is expensive, but I've done the steps and I can afford it.
absolutely. I always like to throw these in here when I talk to people that are financial advisors.
Are you a nerd?
A little bit. So do you have a financial habit that everyone should start today, regardless of their income? I can already tell what you're going to say.
I know. I was like, you know what I'm going to say.
I know what you're going to say.
Starts with a
B. You know? But go for it. What do you think it is?
Budget.
Yeah.
Because I wish we could come up, I always think about this. I hate the word retired. I don't know why. Like, I want it to be like re-entry or re-chapterize your life. I hate the word retired. Like, the word tired, I don't know. Same with budget. It always feels so restricting to people, like, oh, I got a budget. I'm telling you, you have to know. I don't care if you make 500,000, 50,000. You have to know what's coming in and where it's going, because you cannot get anywhere in life financially without basically assigning your money. Like, where's it going? And I think people when I say do a budget, they're like, oh, I kind of do it, or no, I don't do it. I'm like, it gives me hives, because I'm like, well, how do you know how to invest? Like, if you want to invest 15% of your income, or how do you save for things? Like, most people, I feel like, who are stressed financially, it's just the not being aware, like not being aware of what's coming in and what's going out. Like, that is the number one starting place.
I believe that, because for so long I was so keyed in on the income.
Yeah.
Like, the expenses don't matter as long as the income's high enough. But then if you turn around and look at your expenses, sometimes you're like, oh, I could change a couple things to be a little bit more comfortable, you know?
And this is where I come back to being aligned, because obviously, as the years have gone, my income's gone up. I can tell when I feel like I'm spending out of alignment. Like, even though my income's there, like, yes, I'll rush through some spending. I'm like, I can afford it. But then I look back, I'm like, but do I want to afford that? Like, is that aligning with what I want? And it's not. So I think, yes, there's plenty of people with high income. That doesn't mean they're feeling solid in their plan, right? Like, and yes, the higher the income, it makes the budget easier. It makes everything easier. And I think that's where that limited mindset changes too. Like, most people, hey, yeah, maybe you just need to go find somewhere where you can make 20,000 more a year. Like, they don't realize that's feasible. Like, when you sit down and do the numbers, you're like, oh, I'm making X amount, but what if I went and made X amount here, did a part-time job? How does that, you know what I mean? And we're in this world, like student debt, keeping up with the Jones. It's just, I think a budget keeps you aligned with what you got going on instead of what you think other people have going on.
Yes. I will say this. This is a free plug for your podcast.
Plug it.
These topics are things that you guys have covered in like the last 5 episodes.
Oh yeah.
And you bring them up every few months too.
I think about that. I'm like, I'm repeating myself, but it's good.
But you need to repeat these things, you know, because it's like you think, oh, this person makes a gazillion, bajillion dollars, they're okay. But then you listen to the last episode and see that some high earners, as a matter of fact, a fair amount of them are still living paycheck to paycheck in some capacity. It's like,
a lot, because they just know the income's coming in.
Yep. So it's that budget thing
until
again.
Life changes and something happens, and they get in a car accident, or their spouse loses a job, or I don't know. I just feel like a budget aligns you with where you're going and why you're going there.
Yep. Budget. That's the big one for
budget
sure.
and Roth. If you can do Roth.
The Roth bucket.
Fill that baby up.
Okay. So here's another one. If you could teach if you had the ability to go to every high school, the 2 in town here, and just be like, this is what you need to do to just have a steady baseline going forward, what would be the thing you would try and teach them?
A young kid with money?
Yeah. Or even not money. Just like, hey, you're going to be in the workforce in a couple of years.
Oh, yeah. Ownership.
Ownership
Of your life. Like, what your output is what's coming back to you. So what you give is what you get. And I think ownership and accountability will be the people I respect, and like even the business, there's so much ownership in their life. Like you hear the most successful people like, oh, you're so successful. Oh, I just have a really great team around me. There's just, and I also think if we're talking about a financial level, like don't be afraid not to know anything, whether it's fine. It's okay not to know. Just be curious of what you don't know. And the more you can be yourself and know yourself, all that comes in together. So yeah.
I like that. Okay, so here's another one. What's one financial mistake you see people repeatedly make? Like, you don't have to go into specifics because I can already think of like what mine is. The one big mistake I always make, I don't look at the big picture enough.
Yeah.
But what do you
living for now?
Yeah. What do you think the biggest mistake a lot of people make is?
Let me think.
Or maybe the most common one. Just even it could be a small one where people are just, they're eating out too much, or like, because I mean that's probably mine.
That's we live in such a fast-paced world, so I always kind of remind myself the world's evolving. Like I feel like the older generation are still wearing the same jeans they had 20 years ago, and obviously kudos to them, but I think it's also okay to enjoy some things. I think the biggest mistake is really, again, not knowing their numbers. Like the amount of people I talk to, and the first question I'm going to ask you is, what do you make? What do you bring home? What'd you bring home last year? I don't know. Around this, I'm like, no, I want to know, what did you make? Because we need to know what's coming in. I just think knowing, like, right? Like, oh, I don't know how much student loan debt I have, or oh, I don't know what the interest rate on my car loan is, or oh, I don't know how much I'm saving, or this is probably number one, they just stick to 5% savings rate the rest of their life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, again, I just think it's sitting down, and that's is why I would work with someone, even if I wasn't in this, because I was at PT this morning, physical therapy, because I know I'm not doing some things right in my world. So I need someone in their world to hold me accountable. Yeah. So I would just say knowing awareness, knowing what you're doing, like what income's coming in, how much am I investing? Like, do I have debt? Which ones do I want to pay off? Or if I want to retire at 65, project what I need to put away now to get to a certain number where I feel comfortable.
Yeah. I like what you said, how the world's changing. So somebody maybe saving 5%, 30, 40, 50 years ago was perfect and you could get away with it, but now maybe you need to change a little bit or something.
Inflation is, it's real. I mean, I was looking at some data yesterday. I was like, that is rough. Like incomes have only gone up, don't quote me, like 30%, but inflation's up 50%. So really it's a 20% gap for the middle. I don't know. Those aren't, but I was reading, I was like, you have to be aware of what's coming. I don't know. I used to kind of be like really like fearish, like, hey, you got to get this in order. But now I'm more like, you can do this. Like this is short-term sacrifice for long-term freedom. So yeah, I don't know. Good question.
What about if you could give everybody like one piece of advice, this going forward, this will set you on the right track. Is that budgeting again, you think?
No, I would say knowing yourself, because if you don't know yourself, like if you sit down and do a budget and you don't really know yourself, it's kind of like, okay, well the money's going here and here, but why?
I love that because you keep bringing up the why. Why is this happening?
Do I want to go on vacation? If so, what kind of vacations do I want to go on and why? What does that mean to me? Or do I want to save my kids' education? And if I don't, why? You know what I mean? Like certain conversations, do I want to retire at a certain age or do I always want to work? The older I get, when you're in I don't want to say sales world because I don't feel like I'm in a sales world. At first, that's why I was a little intimidated by a world. So I'm sure you guys feel that way. Like sometimes we're all selling ourselves, right? Yes. But the more true I am to who I am, the better I feel at work and who I'm working with and what I'm doing. And same with my own personal money. The more I know myself and what I really feel positive about money going to or not, or gifting or charity work or just saving and how much I want to save, or do I want to help the kids? The more I feel like I know myself, the better. The easier it is to sit down and do a budget. It's like, okay, I know why I'm categorizing this for this. And
yeah, I think that also like translates to why you shouldn't keep up with the Joneses. Maybe you see this person going on vacation 3 times a year, but maybe that's all they want to do is travel. And maybe you have different goals in your life. And so you can't just be like, they go on vacation all the time, so that's what I need to do. Like
it's crazy. I see so many people with money and they're like, oh, they want a cruise, so now I want to try a cruise. I'm like, but do you really want to try a cruise, or do you just think you want to try a cruise because they went on a cruise? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I don't really waver. I do think people waver. Like they see someone get a nice new car, so they feel like, oh, I need a nice new car, or oh, they're upgrading their house, or they're doing yard work, so I'm going to do that. Like you guys know, I'd ask you this. Think about how much we're marketed to indirectly in our today's world by just people posting what they use and do. Like we are so aware of what other people are doing day to day, Snapchat, Instagram, of what they're wearing, what they're buying. Did they redo their yard? And so I just don't waver. Like I don't feel pressure to do something because someone else is doing. And I do see that sometimes, maybe not with older, but like they're like, oh, that person's going on vacation twice a year, so I'm going to go on vacation twice a year.
Yeah, it's that balance though. I think this has been super good because you keep bringing up the same things. Why are you doing this? Understanding the emotions, asking the questions if you need more
behavior
information.
Finance.
It's amazing. I think that's probably my favorite part about listening to you guys' podcast every week. And you know, in the grand scheme of things, you guys there, us here, we just really want to help people.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
It's just helping people with different things that they want.
And unfortunately, your money's going to be a part of your life.
Yeah.
So we're here to help.
All right, so let's look into the future. 5 years from now, what do you hope people are going to say about Full Swing Financial, your career there, the podcast? What do you think people are going to?
I hope they say, "Oh my gosh, when I walked in there, they truly cared about me. They truly knew me. They truly understand why I wanted to do what I do. I felt seen and helped."
I love, again, why they wanted to do that.
Yeah, like
you're not just going in there being like, this is the way it is and it has to be this way and we have one plan set up and everyone has to follow it and it's successful every time. You go to people and ask them, why are you doing this and what do you want out of this?
Well, we had a new client, I don't know how long ago it was, but she was like, yeah, I changed jobs and I was shocked my financial advisor never reached out. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, we want to be a part of those moments. Like, I think we understand people, so we understand what's going on. Like, we're always like, you know what I mean? Life happens and sometimes you're like, oh, you did that. But most of the time we're involved in their life changes. And that's why I feel so fortunate, again, to be in the job I am. I get to experience people's lives with them and to a certain degree, right? Like they're very vulnerable, but like if they change a job, they inherit it. I had a client inherit some farmland the other day. I'm like, I get to be a part of these decisions and I get to sit down and talk through you with that. So like, I don't take that for granted. So I hope they say Full Swing, like we felt like almost family friends. You know what I mean? Like we care. They know me. They know me as a human being.
I love that. So before we get to the last question, I do want to.
This is so weird. I'm usually asking all the questions.
So before we get to the end of this, I do want to say, make sure you subscribe to How to Money with Cole and Baileigh. It is one of my favorite podcasts to listen to.
Peter, so kind.
And I host 3 of them myself, and I listen to yours more than I listen to mine. So kudos to you guys. I think it just resonates with me a lot. You know,
we're ourselves. Like you can tell me and Cole are ourselves. We're not trying to sell or talk or thinking about what we're saying. We're just genuinely giving advice.
Yeah, and it's topics that are near and dear to my heart. Yeah. So, which I think, you know, when everybody sits down and you really think about it, this is a topic that's near and dear to everyone's heart. It's an emotional thing, and
just like health.
Yep, absolutely.
Just like business and marketing. Marketing impacts every business.
Yep,
it does.
Absolutely. So, before we get to the last question, did I miss anything? Is there anything you want to?
No, I appreciate you guys because you know we've dealt with Spin for a long time. You know,
yeah, I just gonna say.
I was thinking about how long I did this. My daughter's turning 7, so I've been doing this 7 years. Which it seems so short, but yet so long. And I think how quickly everything's evolved. And I do think a lot of our success is because we are aware of the impact of marketing.
Yes. On it, you've understood that from the very beginning. Yeah. On there that
Claude and that some other people.
Yes. And that partnership that, you know, we've seen a lot of things happen along with you. And we've pivoted to help you do whatever you needed to do. And it's been a pleasure.
Great logo, great podcast, great everything. You know, so.
All right. So before all of our camera batteries die and everything, I got one more question for you.
Oh, it's heavy.
Has marketing ever impacted you and you didn't know it until afterwards? You got the thing in your hand. You're like, wait a second. They got me.
Yeah, I think it just does. It's like, can I use this analogy?
Yes.
All right. You have a bunch of cash in the bank. Let's say you have a $40,000 emergency fund. It's making no interest, right? You're like, dang, it's just sitting there. But the freedom that has given you of the safety, same with marketing. That's how I feel about marketing. You can't always see the ROI on it, right? Yes. Like you're not making 8% a year, 10% a year on it that you can measure. But I can statistically measure I was able to do X, Y, Z because I have that safety blanket. So same with the business. I can see things growing because we're doing this over here, because we have this marketing here. Like I can absolutely see. So I can't give you like, oh my gosh, this example came full circle. I always see it come full circle sometimes. Like when we see all the Google reviews that people leave us, when we see people like, hey, top of mind, the amount of people that reach out and they're like, hey, I just saw you online. Like I can see that indirectly because I'm in those shoes at our office. That stuff all trickles through me first. So yeah, absolutely doesn't make an impact.
Absolutely. Yep. So that's all I've got. I'm going to put all the links down below for Full Swing Financial Planning. I'm putting all the links down below for How to Money with Cole and Baileigh. And just subscribe.
Yeah,
check it out.
Like, share. We always say share, it's free education.
Yes.
And if you don't like it, it's free.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Thanks, Baileigh.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. I got one quickie thing here.
Oh.
We have Buster the Bulldog. We're bulldogs to keep you digitally on there, and just want you to give him a
Ignore
little
my
rub.
cast on my pinky.
For a little good luck.
You should see the other person.
Yeah. No,
Thank
you guys.
Thanks,
I
Baileigh.
appreciate your time.
This podcast is produced by Spin Market and Digital. Located in Fort Dodge, Iowa, Spin Market's highly skilled team can help you increase your market by updating your website, improving SEO, designing advertisements, and producing podcasts that will grab the attention of your market. Contact Spin Market today for all your digital marketing needs at digitalagent@spinmarket.com or call us at 515-302-8026. And to learn more, visit our website at www.spinmarket.com. That's digitalagent@spinmarket.com or 515-302-8026. Or visit our website at www.spinmarket.com.